Hello, I am back from my big break from doing podcasting. Oh, it's been a hell of a month and a bit. It's been a while since the last podcast. I have been busy recently. I had to go to rehab for alcoholism and rape addiction. I got me too. So I had to do something about that. Not to actually fix myself, but just, it was like court-issued thing. So I went to rehab, and I'm like, I guess it didn't work. I'm drinking right now. No, I wasn't in rehab. I was actually, I went to Alaska for a month to hunt big game. I found a mammoth. It's been a while since I've seen one of them. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. I haven't. My life's not really that interesting. I don't know. I was thinking of stopping this podcast and basically cancelling myself because I am a shit. I'm a piece of shit. I need to be cancelled. God damn it. No, I don't know. I just haven't been, so fuck you. I've been doing like fringe stuff, but I haven't been busy at all. I have no excuse. There's no excuse at all, but there has been some things. I wish there would be more things. Well, there should be things happening, and then I should just be talking about them. But I don't know. It's just the same kind of crap. It's like, airstrike in Ukraine or Gaza killed some people, fucked up some buildings, and you're like, oh, yeah. What are you supposed to say about that? I mean, I guess there is a lot of podcasts out there in the world that have all sorts of opinions about these particular things, and with the Ukraine war and the Gaza situation, I feel like this kind of stuff. Yeah, you want to get like as much of the information, like just knowing what it is that happened. But I don't get opinionated by this kind of stuff. I just like to feel. I like to be more emotive regarding these kinds of news stories. I don't want to have an opinion, like looking at one thing and another and being like, oh, well, this is what they should do. Instead, I just like to feel the devastation. So yeah, rehab was good. I had to go to rehab because I was getting cancelled for making too many jokes about Gaza, Gazooks. Oh god, oh, it's so terrible. Yeah, I was at in December. I went to a comedy show. Maybe it was early, I don't know, but the club owner, he was saying like, maybe I don't want to hear any jokes about the Gaza thing right now because it is just really terrible. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have any. I thought I think I came up with just one joke. I can't even remember. Or am I getting it confused with like an Aboriginal no vote joke? But I was talking about it to someone like right after he said that. I was like, oh yeah, this whole thing. And this other guy's like, yeah, it is really terrible. There's like a music festival. They got shut up. Why am I laughing? Like 200 people died. And I was like, oh, you should do that on stage. That's hilarious. Fuck. God, it's so not funny. God, that'd be awful. Because, when you're at a music festival and, afterwards, I guess this has never happened to me, but like, afterwards, like, you get into a car and go to drive off, but like, big traffic jam or whatever. Like, oh, great, stuck in traffic for 5 hours now, geez. Like, imagine that, but there's people shooting at you. that makes it worse. That'd be terrible. Oh, great. Fucking hell, now I gotta reverse back. How am I supposed to do that? I might as well get out of my fucking car now and walk back to the bloody venue. Sheesh, I'm not even gonna go home tonight. Oh, great, now I've been shot. I'm dead now. Yeah, I should have done that on stage. But anyway, I gotta find out this full story. Because, that night at that comedy thing, the comedian did make fucking jokes. I was just chilling at the back. I'm like, yeah, this particular guy, I always want to watch him. So I'm at the back and watching him do his set, and he basically segues into, hey, so how about the Gaza thing? And I'm like, oh no, he's doing it, fuck. And I think I might have chuckled when he mentioned it, and I can't remember whatever joke he did, and it from my recollection, it did not work at all. No one laughed at all. I might have giggled a little bit out of courtesy. Oh yeah, and the club owner said at the beginning as well. He's like, if anyone makes any of jokes about this Israel thing, I'll ban you. And I'm like, oh, I'm thinking now, like, is that comedian banned? I'm gonna ask him next time. I keep meaning to, but I don't want it to be awkward. But you know what? This particular guy, it's okay to be awkward around him. It's already awkward anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's you know, I feel like a lot of these podcasts about the Gaza thing, they're all just a bunch of fucking people just being like, you know, it's really terrible. It's just that for like, you know, 3-hour-long podcasts over and over and over, like hours, days of them just being like, you know, man, getting shot, you know, and all these missiles and everything. It's pretty bad. It's just awful. Fuck, man. It's terrible. Oh my God. Fucking bad, man. Oh, it's a music festival. Getting shot. Fuck. Oh, it's terrible. All this kind of thing. Yeah, and I love the whole political thing, you know, whatever. I guess it was like a big thing late last year where people were like, oh, which side am I supposed to be on? I guess it's Palestine. I don't know. I'm just looking at it. I just want to, I'm not this kind of person, but I do want to be the kind of guy who's just going to like kick back with his beer and be like, you think I'm pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, one way or the other? For me, I say, just bomb them all. Just get it all over with. I'm not that guy. I'm not saying that. But I want to be that guy. I want to be the hillbilly, redneck, podunk, cracker, honky that's just talking mad shit about all this crap he doesn't know about and getting all the... No, he's not getting wrong information from the mainstream sources. He's getting wrong information from the... alternative sources. And maybe it's not wrong information, it's just the way it's presented and everything. It's just all bad. Yeah, anyway, oh my God, it's so terrible. Oh my God, all these mothers. Why am I laughing? Oh Christ. So yeah, I love... I wanted to have a chat about this a new movie out, Poor Things, which is, you know, it's interesting. Like, I'm certainly not going to call it Oscar bait, but it does seem to be somewhat designed. But the Oscars, you know, they can like get an off-kilter kind of film in the nominations and everything. And with, you know, director Yorgos Lanthimos, he did well with The Favourite. That went down well with award season and everything. And now he's got this new film out that has a Oscar prestigeness about it. You know, it's very lavish with its production and everything, but it is still... I think the way the story plays out is like, yeah, fine. It's fairly ordinary. It's just that the story, the concept at the beginning is quite interesting. I mean, even when I found out about it, it's like, you know, a woman, she kills herself, but is like somewhat alive. Well, not really. But she's pregnant, and the baby is somewhat alive. So they take the baby's brain out and put it in her head. So she lives as a baby, but grows up throughout the film. And that's all... Yeah, that's all quite interesting. And I did think that was, like, I guess a unique concept. But I didn't even realize this until Arrow Video pointed it out. But they were like, hey, this movie's similar to Frankenhooker. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I've seen that movie. I guess it is similar. It is about like a woman who is dead, but then she gets revived. But, you know, I guess this sort of Frankenstein-esque kind of thing goes haywire, and then she's like also getting into prostitution, you know, feminism, whatever. That's just pro sex work and whatever. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that is certainly similar. I guess it's not as unique a concept as I thought, but I do still think that both of these movies are still very unique, and they're very different. They're very different films. The way they present themselves is very different. I mean, Frankenhooker is more on the schlocky kind of side of things, down and dirty, but Poor Things is like very designed, and it is kind of artificial looking. And watching it, even seeing it in the trailer, it seems like a very deliberate kind of choice, you know. What I really got to say is that I do like Frankenhooker more. I've only seen Poor Things once, and just yesterday I did rewatch Frankenhooker just to see how I felt about it and whatever, because it's strange, really, because Poor Things, to me, I really dug the film, and I never got bored during it. I was always completely fascinated by it, and just the design and the look of it. But on top of all of this, the very interesting concept and how it plays out, it is interesting. And yeah, there's a lot of audacious shit going on in the movie. And there's a lot of very good performances, and Emma Stone is quite good in it. She really, nails this very, very specific humor that she has to do for that kind of role, where she has to kind of grow up in an adult woman body. That's pretty interesting. But I still kind of felt once the movie ended, I had some sort of dissatisfaction looming. Very small. I mean, I liked the film mostly enough, but I had a bit of that feeling as it was going on. And then once it got to the end, I was like, well, very impressive film and all, and enjoyable. But I was sort of thinking, what am I getting out of this? And there should be something, because it does seem like there is a lot going on in the film. And I mean, it could be very, very much dissected and analyzed, and all these kinds of themes and everything. Although, I don't know, some people, I guess I've been seeing people saying it's like a real feminist film and everything, and I wouldn't really disagree, I suppose, but it is kind of funny to be saying that about a film about an adult woman acting like a baby and just wanted to fuck all the time. So, yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, both films actually don't, have, I'm not going to say really a huge, like a positive outlook on prostitution. Like, I'm not going to say that they're like, wow, prostitution is amazing, everyone should do it. It's not pro in that kind of way, but it's not having a go at it either. The way that these films show that particular lifestyle, it's, I don't know, the way they do it, it's just presented, it is how it is. But I just feel that Frankenhooker, even watching it again yesterday, like there is a lot going on in that particular film, because it is dealing with this guy who, like, his wife accidentally dies. She gets like chewed up by a remote control lawnmower that he invented. And it seems like you don't really see him that much with his wife before this incident, but it does seem like he really loves her, because he's trying to bring her back, and he gets obsessed with it, and he has to like try and find the right body parts to be able to revive her. And so he goes to see these prostitutes, and he's like really looking them over and everything. And it is interesting the way it shows how, I guess, a guy can like try to craft a woman, like assemble her together, which he's like literally doing with these like prostitutes. And yeah, there is a feminista or like some sort of theme going on there about how this guy's doing it. But he's not. But he doesn't come across as a bad guy. He doesn't come across as a villain or an anti-hero, or like even a real analysis of like, not misogyny or chauvinism, but maybe chauvinism, like a way a guy can like try to meld a woman together, and how he can like try to mold, her, like, I'm thinking more mentally or emotionally. In the film, it's very much physical though. He's like literally looking her over. So it is interesting, like, I suppose a bit of an objectification of a woman, even though throughout the film he doesn't see her as just a like body thing. He still like wants her to be a real person. And when she comes back to life, she's not that wife character. She's like because she's made up of the prostitutes, like different body parts of prostitutes have been stitched together to assemble her. And he, but she initially has the brain of one of the prostitutes, and it's just like, here, goes back and starts fucking these guys in a way, but it's just based on like instinct. It's not even really about like getting the money from them. And oh man, there's some funny shit, like the way she makes people explode. I don't want to give away like how he puts the prostitutes together. Oh fuck, no, I should. It's fucking crazy. He's scoping out these prostitutes. He's trying to find a way. So what he wants to do is like, basically what happens is he invents this crack, it's like the drug that makes people who smoke it explode. And then he's supposed to only give it to like one of the prostitutes because he just wants to kill one of them. But they all end up taking the crack and they all smoke it and they all fucking explode in his like hotel room. And it's, oh man, it's very schlocky. It's really great. I love it. There's so many good gags of like just heads flying around in the room. And then when this Frankenhooker is put together, when she kisses a man or like, yeah, makes out with him or fucks him, it makes them explode. And there's all sorts of gags involving heads flying around. Like this one guy who like sort of tries to rape her, but she like kisses him, makes him explode, and his head like flies out the window and lands in a garbage bin, and people keep walking past like they didn't even notice. So it's such a fucking funny movie. There's some really great stuff. Poor Things is funny too. Poor Things has got like a sort of a similar humor where it's like, you know, the film, it's like both films, like I'm realizing how many similarities there are between them, but like both films have like a niceness in their humor. You know, there's, yeah, not nasty. I don't mind that. I'm fucking all about, you know, like look at, you know, the John Waters movies like Female Trouble. That's like pure nasty humor, and I love that shit. I'm all for it. But, you know, where it's just like maybe not despises the characters, but like, shows them to be pretty scummy. But not so much in Poor Things. Not with like, you know, all the characters. It's got like and same in Frankenhooker. Like, it's still, you know, both films are investigative towards the way that, you know, I guess we use people and objectify them and meld them in our own desires, but still doesn't really villainize those people doing it. So I just thought it was interesting that I got more out of like the schlocky film rather than the big prestige movie. Because I mean, I just try to mull over Poor Things, and I don't know, maybe it was just too much going on and it overloaded my small drug-addled brain. So, you know, I feel like I could watch it again. I don't know what capacity. Yo, I'm gonna buy the 4K Blu-ray and play it on my HD TV. So yeah, both movies I'd recommend, but I do like Frankenhooker a bit more. But like, if someone said the opposite, they liked both movies but preferred Poor Things and Finer, I can totally see that. But I still like the both of them. Something that I saw recently, I haven't seen the new Curb episode. I should get around to that. I just can't be bothered torrenting it. Hey, you know what? I was like, oh, what streaming service is that on? Binge. Oh, okay, yeah, it's Binge that it's on. And for some reason, I had this like adverse reaction to Binge. I'm like, I don't want to get Binge. Oh, I don't know why I feel that way. And then I remembered. I'm like, oh, I remember why. I don't know if I mentioned this here, but like, I saw some movies. I saw a couple of movies. They're like from the 70s and 80s on Binge, and they're like just widescreen, you know, just widescreen all the way through until it gets to like the last shot of the movie where the credits come up, and then it goes into anamorphic, and these black bars appear, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? So I look it up, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? These fucking movies like are meant to be anamorphic, but Binge or whoever zoomed in and like, oh, we don't want people complaining about black bars, or they think they're wrong, you know. Like my mum complains about that shit. God damn it. You need to zoom in on the image and make it. So I noticed that, and I'm like, dude, like you want torrenting to happen. You want it to happen. You're fucking around like this. How far is it going to go with streaming? Because it always pisses me off. Like when I watch a movie anywhere, I want to just see it as it is. And I was even thinking recently, like, you know, there was a time when on TV you watch a movie and I guess it usually looked fine. You know, you got ad breaks and whatever. But The problem is, it got to a point where in 2005, whatever, mid 2000s, they started having like watermarks on basically every program that they showed. So TV shows and the news, maybe, I don't know, sports as well, movies. And yeah, I did watch a bunch of movies with these fucking watermarks in the corner, and I wasn't as autistic back then as I am now about this kind of crap. But I don't want to fucking see that. I don't want this fucking little, symbol for channel 10 or 9 or whatever. God damn it. Just bothers me, man. Just fuck off. I mean, maybe I would, because I watch movies in all kinds of fucked up ways. Like, sometimes if I get a screener for like reviewing purposes, they'll send me one, and I know what's going to happen now, but like they put your email address watermarked, like almost like right in the middle of the fucking film. And I'm like, oh God. Or sometimes I've seen like the logo for whichever distribution company, and it's like just not even subtle. It's just huge all over the goddamn image, like of the movie. Yeah, so that sucks. And I wouldn't. But some of the movies I watched in this kind of way, they're like movies where I'm like, look, I just want to watch the movie. I don't care. It's not like, I don't know. Oh God, I gotta think of a movie that I give a shit about. Like Poor Things, I guess. Poor Things or Zone of Interest, something along those lines. Yeah, I don't want any visual disruption at all. I want it to be like, maybe even Oppenheimer, like stuff like that. It was, certain other movies I just put up with it, and actually when I think about those movies, I do think about like the images that that they show in the movie, and when I think about it visually, I'm not imagining the watermark in it sometimes. I'm not. So yeah, maybe it's not the biggest issue. It's not as bad as like Gaza situation, but I do get annoyed, and there are going to be movies that I probably have refused to watch before because I'm like, I don't want the big old watermark showing my email address. Man, what the fuck was I got? On about? Yeah, so Binge. So fuck Binge. I'm not doing that. I'm torrenting it. Fuck you. I'm not getting, even though I'm sure that show is in widescreen anyway, but I just don't want to support you fucking around with films. Anyway, so new Curb is out, and oh my God, I hate this shit that happened. And Larry David had like a fight with Elmo on TV. And it's one of those things where it's not even really that funny, but I guess it is funny because it's like, what? Larry David is beating up Elmo and whatever. And his dad. Elmo's stupid fucking deadbeat dad. He's dead. He doesn't even do anything. He's just like, he doesn't even say anything. He just opens his mouth and So, yeah, whatever. So that happened, and then I can't believe this. I don't know if you guys saw Will Wheaton, this fucking, soy boy, posted a big long thing on Facebook. Just, gosh, should I even look this bullshit up? Like, just talking shit about this whole thing. Whatever. If you want to have a problem with it, you're like, oh, whatever, it's not funny. Why do you do that? Whatever, fine, that's a different thing. But it was just acting like, oh my God, I can't believe that they would do this piece of shit. Let me look this shit up. Oh, God. Well, I typed it into Facebook to look up the actual thing that he posted, and TMZ headline: Will Wheaton says Larry David's jokey Elmo attack triggered old trauma. Oh. Look, oh God, fuck this guy. Look, I don't want to go, poking into, talking about child abuse and whatever. Although what this guy says, he's like, oh, okay, yeah. He's talking about his dad, like, screaming at him in his face or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's the same fucking thing happened to me. And now reading now, he's like, he choked me as well. I'm like, all right, well, that didn't happen with me, so, yeah. All right, that's a bummer. But, like, how this all relates to Larry David beating up this puppet. Like, okay, yeah, it's not a real thing. Yeah, fine, ha ha ha. He's not actually beating up anyone. There was no physical abuse here. He was just doing like kind of a bit. And Will Wheaton's going at this angle where it's like, oh, well, Elmo's so much about mental health amongst kids and, you know, making sure they don't get beaten up and raped and whatever. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's all cool. You know, this doesn't relate. Just flat out doesn't relate. Just like such a non-thing. And look at this huge fucking book that this cunt has written about this whole thing, you know. It isn't just... And even the way he just talks, you know, he's not really just saying like, oh, Larry David, you know, you got to understand the implication that this can have, blah, 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 blah. He's just saying like, fuck you piece of shit, Larry. You bringing back old trauma. Shame on you, Larry David. He's mentioning a bunch of stuff that fucking Elmo does. And yeah, okay, haha, that's great. But like I say, it just doesn't relate. I just cannot imagine a kid watching that just going, oh, it's just like when I got beaten up. I mean, maybe it did happen. Maybe a kid did feel that way. You know what I got to say about that? Who fucking cares? Who even fucking cares? Grow up, Will. Grow up. You said in this post, you're 51! You're 51! And you have a problem with this shit. You fucking... What is the word that we can use to describe people that have been in Hollywood their entire fucking lives and are basically non-humans, non-people, non-persons? You don't get to take part in humanity because you're a fucking AI robot at this point. You just don't understand the real world at all. Like I'm saying, all this thing he's talking about Elmo and mental health, haha, yeah, that's good. It's not like Larry David's shitting on that and just being like, yeah, fuck you, Elmo. Even if he did say that, that'd be funny. But it's just this whole... Just came over and just ruffled with him a bit. And, you know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of awkward. He just walked off. There's no real punchline. It's just a weird thing. And Elmo gets to be like, Larry David, I thought you were a good Jew. And whatever. But just... to take this non-thing. What do people at Gaza think about this? Fucking 2 minutes after having like the apartment next to them fucking explode and then yeeting themselves out of this fucking area, and they're looking over Will Wheaton and being like, I can't believe Larry David beat up a pup, and they're like, fuck you, you non-person Hollywood cunt. Oh my god. He's just making a big thing out. There's nothing to this. And most kids, even if they had the shit beaten out of them or whatever, if they even watch this thing, I guess, Larry David, they'd just be like, oh, they might not liked it, but they're not getting this like relived trauma from it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. And every kid that has gone through trauma did relive it. It was like, they got triggered by Larry David's whole thing, like scuffle with Elmo. Oh my lord, man. This guy's 51, as he says in this fucking thing. So this appalling, unforgivable, despicable act hits more than one raw nerve for me. And I'm gonna say what I wish I'd been able to say when this sort of thing happened to me. Alright, well, that second part is personal, but oh my god, man. Oh my god! Beating up at this puppet. Look, it just doesn't seem like this guy's like a Larry David fan and whatever. It's, you know, he's shitting on the show as well, and in this whole thing, he just doesn't like it. Like, you know, what's going on, you know? For him to just be this hard into it, if he just said, you know, oh, no, I didn't like it, just to go on this fucking long. This incident. And it's not just like, I don't know, me right now just talking shit because I need to make a podcast. This is how I make my money. Just talking a bunch of shit, you know, about a whole bunch of things. And I'm like, oh, whatever, I don't care about anything anyway. But he does care about this. He cares about Larry David hitting up. God, honestly, man, I'm probably going to be talking about this with fucking comedy cunts later in the week. Because this is, you know, this is like a story that I guess everyone's heard. like everyone in Gaza and Ukraine. Like, oh, fucking people. Yeah, but he's really shitting on Larry David. It is like just full on just hating. Like when I'm reading here, he's calling him like, read the room, dickhead. It isn't always about you being the center of attention and understanding what's happening in the moment. Fucko! Understand that there are larger things in the world than you and your garbage ego. This kind of fucking talk is just so... There's just a place for it. Like, it feels like everything that was going on throughout 2016 onwards, and the woke... all that shit, out woke stuff. And how people like really blew out of proportion certain things like this is like that. That's where it needs to go. Like, who's doing this kind of thing anymore? Who's doing this? What an asshole. What a stupid, self-centered, tone-deaf asshole. What did he do? Did he rape Elmo? Did he rape the fucking voice puppet? What the hell, man? How could you be... Like, it's just being this angry. I don't need... There's some sort of kernel in here of what he's saying where I can at least understand it. It's dumb because you're talking about just a puppet being attacked. But I understand some sort of metaphorical thing that this is all about. All right, fine. But just how much he's going on about this and how much he's just... You piece of shit, Larry David, I'll kill you. Oh my god, man. Larry David is owed an apology now from you fucking... Just keep saying asshole in this fucking thing. The first sentence of this thing is like, so I heard about Larry David assaulting Elmo on live television, but didn't watch it until now because I knew it would upset me. How is this a sentence? How can that be possible? If I saw this kind of sentence years ago, or any time before this whole thing happened, I'd be like, what the fuck? This is real. Holy shit, it's even worse than I thought. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh my god, man, there's a lot of bullshit here. Saying like kids who also watch children who are too small to understand Elmo is a puppet will know that a man attacks someone they love for no reason, and that will frighten and confuse them. I don't know about this. I mean, it's hard for me because I don't remember being a kid, but when you're a kid, you still have you're definitely more reactive with puppets, and there's less of that. Even if you're like looking at a puppet with the guy's hand up its ass, you still kind of respond to it in that kind of way, and but you don't literally think that they're real. I don't fucking, not like you people like watching TV and things on it and I'm like, oh my god, I'm triggered, but it's not real. It's treating like these kids like idiots. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Elmo inspired a deeply meaningful and important moment of collective support among disparate people who have been struggling through the traumas of a pandemic, daily mass shootings, the rise of fascism, and everything associated with Trump's violence and cruelty. Oh, there it is, that fucking late 2010s whole shit again. Oh my god, Trump was just going around raping all these Mexicans and no one could do anything about it. The rise of fascism. What the are you talking about woke people? Rise of fascism. Fascism is just, kind of slightly there. Not in Venezuela, it's fucking right there. But in, Western countries, it's like, it's still there. It's not totally gone, of course. It's still got that little undercurrent there. But it hasn't risen. I don't know, maybe he is talking about Venezuela. I very much doubt it. Are you talking about having to get a fucking experimental vaccine in my fucking dick just to take away the less likely to get a fucking Chinese invented disease? Now, I'm not actually saying that. God, why do I have to say this kind of crap? But, that's I guess how the right is going to view the rise of fascism. I'm sure a lot of right-wing cunts are going to be agreeing, like, yeah, there is a rise of fascism. Anyway, bit off track there. And shitty idiot Larry David couldn't leave it alone. Oh, hang on. And just talking shit, like Larry David strikes me as a person who mocks and belittles people who are vulnerable and sensitive and enjoys being cruel because he feels untouchable. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's who I see whenever I can't find the remote and he's on my television. Are you confusing the show with the real man? I mean, I guess it does seem like same thing. Anyway, I'm talking about this way too much. I just can't get my fucking head around this, man. It's insane. This is insane. Like that little kernel of to be a little bit bothered by this. Yes, this is an overreaction, and now I'm overreacting to this fucking. Oh my god, man! I need to invent a word for people like this that are just in Hollywood and just shit me off. And I went to the comments of this to see people like giving him shit. But nah, everyone's just being like, oh, Larry David is... Oh my god, man. I mean, I know this guy's just been totally insufferable. And if I worked in Hollywood and he approached me and wanted to work with me, I'd tell him, fuck off, right to his face. Because he's unintelligent. He's unintelligent and possibly schizophrenic. In a bad way. Some schizophrenics are like, well, I know that's not really there. Well, just pretend like it isn't. But this guy's just ludicrous. That's the word I want to use for all this shit. Ludicrous. All right. I don't have much else to say other than something that kind of fucked me up recently was I don't know why, but I pulled an all-nighter. I stayed up. And then it was like 9 a.m. and I went to the shops. I was feeling all right. I had to get a Red Bull. And so I went to the shops and it was interesting because, I had to go to some places and they were open, but certain other places are closed, whatever. It's like early. I never go to the shops that early. I always go there later in the afternoon. But yeah, so it's early morning. I'm walking around in the shops and there's like very old people there, like, and they're doing like the walk, whatever, just walking around the shop, because you want an old age, it's good to walk because it's like exercise, and well, why not walk around a fucking shop, huh? Why not walk around a fucking shop? That's where you don't go out in like nature or anything, go for a drive. No, like the shops is the things that you want to see. Yeah, so whatever, that's cool. But it's just, they had these shirts on as well, and they had like their names on them and whatever, and it said on the backs of the shirts, it said Mall Walker. And it's just one of those things where you look at it and you get like a real dystopian vibe. You're like, ooh. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I thought more of like, haven't these people ever seen Dawn of the Dead? This is kind of what's going on. I mean, I swear that name gets used in the movies. Mall Walker. I don't know. It's not. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're walking around a mall and to like get exercise and check out the new savings. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? I'm at the shops too. I'm doing the same thing essentially. I'm just not doing it for all the exercise, but and they got like a communal thing, I suppose, going on. But it's so there's nothing really wrong with it. But it's just that term Mall Walker. It's very, very Dawn of the Dead. Like they could have fucking called that movie that, Mall Walkers. It's just really hitting the like satire of that film right on the nose. So yeah, I've been really depressed ever since I saw that for some reason. I don't even know why. I was maybe going to say something about Australia Day, but I'll get cancelled. Because, yeah, that's another fucking thing that, yeah, I guess people in the cars are looking at like, who cares, man? I'm being bombed. Oh, great, I'm dead now. I don't know. I spent my Australia day. I went to my friend's house and we celebrated our colonization. Celebrated our colonial ancestors and all the good work they did. Yeah, good on you. Good on you and this stolen generation. Fucking up. Big ups to that, eh? Should have finished it off. Oh, God. What a waste of time the stolen generation whole thing they were doing there was. They didn't even finish it. It's like the Holocaust. It's like, well, you didn't even finish. Like, you didn't even kill all the Jews. Fuck you, man. I had faith in you. No, it's like bad that they started doing it, but it's also bad that they didn't finish it. So it's like, even the thing that they wanted to do, like in Australia, like breed out the Aboriginals, it's like, well, you didn't even do that. And now you fucked up a whole bunch of lineages right there. Same with the Holocaust, in a sense. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about genocide. It's like, it's not going to work. Just don't bother. Or maybe do. So yeah, Aussie Day. And then, it wasn't really that great of a day because I went to, I did a comedy thing and I was like emceeing for the first time and it didn't even go well. And I kind of realized halfway through, like, oh God, like I was meant to get drunk for this, and I am drunk, but yeah, I am quite drunk and I've like forgotten who's gone on and what jokes I'm doing and all this, and I'm like, you guys enjoy the show, replace the flag or whatever catchphrase. Anyway, whatever. This is the David Morgan Brown experience. I'm back, baby. It's been a little while. I've just been so busy with work, man. You know, I'm working on... Oh, God, I'm not even going to joke about that. I'll make all these jokes about Gaza and Ukraine, and I don't give a fuck, but I'm not... I wouldn't make jokes about myself. I'm not making jokes about... And I'm also going to be making jokes about a fucking puppet getting beaten up by a bloody... What is he, 79-year-old? Oh, my God, man. I swear to God, I don't even think I'm gonna laugh as hard at the new Curb because, Jesus, man, you know, the stuff you see in Curb, you know, it's like, yeah, haha, but like the stuff in real life surrounding this now, oh, it's funnier, but it's so cringe. Oh God, that guy makes me want to puke up my cereal.